Hi there, I'm going to be really quick. Here's some little bit of information for you. There is a bit of lag on my camera, so I do apologize that in advance. I can't figure out how to stop it. So first of all, I would like to say, please subscribe to my channel down below. That big red subscribe button will subscribe you to my channel for more videos like this one. And if you wanted to see the last video from this, you can do by clicking on the last video tab right there. That will take you to the last video that I have ever produced. And of course, if you want to have this for audio only and have it on your iTunes, you can do by clicking that link, that annotation down below right there. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'm sure I'm going to make another one of these videos at the very end of the video. It is an hour long and it is audio only, so I do apologize about that. We haven't got video yet, but we will do soon or later, depending. I don't know really. See you later. Right, this is the weekly podcast. Enjoy. Welcome to the Weekly Podcast. I'm Jack. This week I talked to Brian Maitland from the YouTube channel SoBrian, who has over 1,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. He has accumulated over 300,000 views on his video series So Social, So Sketch and So Now, and it's really great to sit down and talk to him because he's also set up a Facebook group for brand new YouTubers called YouTubes Generally Support Each Other. It's absolutely fantastic. You better go over there and go and check it out as well over there. I had a nice long conversation with Brian talking about everything from starting from the very beginning to his family life all the way through to the YouTube career and where he wants to take it as well. We also talk a bit about networks and a bit about universities as well in there. It's all in there, all in that little segment as well. It's all great. It's perfect. This week we're sponsored by Audio Boom. Go check them out by going to audioboom.com. Plans start from just £7 a month. That will allow you to have 1 hour of free audio digital recording, which allows you to upload directly to the iTunes store. It's an incredibly great service. I'm currently using it. I know a lot of friends of mine are currently using it as well. They love it. We love it. We think that you should love it too. Go sign up to audioboom.com today. This is my conversation with Brian Maitland.
But yeah, no. As I was just saying, why is it called Canterbury Christ Church? Why is it not just called Canterbury Uni?
Because it was run by the church. What I can recall, I think it was run by the church, hence why the Canterbury Christ Church. No, but there's three campuses. I think there's 3 campuses. Not entirely sure about that, but I'm in the second campus, which is in Broadstairs, which is a nice, quiet, secluded little campus there, and cool. I'm studying there, so yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, that said, I think they could get more people internationally if they called themselves Canterbury Uni, because that makes them sound all posh and stuff.
I agree with that, but I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how it is, but there you go. That's how it was set up. There's another university near it called Kent University of Kent, sorry, and they're basically run together.
Oh, so,
yeah, it was pretty good. So let's talk about your YouTube channel. Let's talk about SoBrian. You've recently gone and did a rebrand, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Is there any reason why you did a rebrand?
Well, I've had Brian Maitland. Actually, no, my name is Brian Maitland, but my YouTube channel name was also Brian Maitland since I made it in 2009. Basically, I wanted to change it to SoBrian because I decided I've graduated now. I'm not the same guy that I was back in 5th year of high school when I made Brian Maitland all one word. So I thought SoBrian sort of is the symbol of me finally growing up and trying to take on things a bit more professionally and little less, a little more maturely, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I say the word "so" a lot, so I thought that would be very appropriate.
I must admit, no, I've just literally gone through I've literally trawled. I've YouTube stalked you, and I went through you. And I've looked at most of your videos. I especially like your introduction, where you apologise for coming back to YouTube.
Yeah,
that was I think it was an old video, but it was definitely on your channel. And I was looking at your video with the dislike button. So you really don't like it, or do you like it, or you're in between?
Well, I'm torn on it. Like, I do think there should be some sort of indication on Facebook for sympathy, but I don't think there should just be a plain dislike button for people to voice their hatred for a post, because I think that's just going to get abused.
Yeah,
but as far as I'm aware, that's not what's happening, and there is some sort of sympathy indicator actually going up.
I mean, I must admit, YouTube has a dislike button, doesn't it? It does it on their content. So I don't know if you're like me, but I like to see how many likes and dislikes are going onto the channel.
Well, the difference between YouTube dislikes and what a Facebook dislike could be like is Facebook isn't anonymous, while YouTube is anonymous. So I could dislike all of my friends' videos and they wouldn't know, and they'd be none the wiser. I don't
know. I'm not sure about the dislike button. I think that's going to cause a lot of problems. I think we're going to see that very soon.
I think it's yet to be seen.
Yeah. I think they're going to release it and then they're going to probably have to take it down fairly quickly. I
don't see it lasting long. No. Because this is Facebook, and gimmicks don't tend to last very long on Facebook.
Yeah, so how are you? So how are things with your channel going at the moment?
They are going a bit wibbly-wobbly. I have my up weeks and I have my down weeks, and this week seems to be a very down week. Last week I was very, very ill, and I had the Badger Show take on a video for me. Right now, I'm sort of like plateauing. I mean, when I set up the YouTubers Generally Supporting Each Other page, that's when I sort of skyrocketed a little bit, but then I've just sort of plateaued. I think I need to make another page to get me going again.
Yeah, let's talk about that group that you've set up on Facebook. It's a group that is a collection of brand new YouTubers, including yourself and me, that have all combined together to help and support each other. It's a very clever and good idea, and the one thing that I definitely like about the page is that yours is the only one that doesn't allow spam or sub for sub.
Well, we're the only one that doesn't allow spam and actually enforces that rule.
Yeah, and I really like it because you can see content from people from all over the place, and yeah, it's really quite cool.
Well, the main difference between our page and the other ones is that, well, obviously you can see lots of other content from other people on other pages, but the people that are posting it on those other pages aren't necessarily the sort of people you want to be watching, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so sort of like the content that isn't quite right.
It's full of posers and people that aren't doing YouTube for the right reasons. And while we occasionally get people coming through from those other pages that are doing YouTube for not the right reasons, they don't tend to last very long on our page.
I must admit, it is quite cool to see other people's stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And that's partly why I made the page, because I wanted to just be around people that I could have a decent conversation with and actually enjoy their content without being told to sub for sub.
Yeah, well, YouTube is a sort of a community building. It's a community building social network, isn't it? So in order to get your subscribers and people coming on and liking your stuff, you need to sort of build a community around you as a personality, don't you?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. So as a community, as what you've organised on Facebook, that's kind of helped a lot of YouTubers, especially new ones, from being completely on their own with a few friends that might have liked their videos, may not have YouTube channels that could click subscribe and stuff. That it sort of melded them all together and sort of exposed them to a few people that might be a little bit bigger than them and have a little bit more subscriber count.
Well, that's right, because partly the whole reason I made it is so we can all pool together our resources and use each other as a platform to go on to bigger things. I mean, I'm not saying that YouTubers generally supporting each other is for a fan base. It's to get us started, get our balls rolling, get the ball rolling with our channels. And I think if everyone's there for the same reason, I think that will help our channels in the long run, I think.
So let's talk a bit more about your YouTube channel. What made you form your YouTube channel in the first place?
Well, it was 2009, and I was very immature, and I had gotten a camera for my Christmas. No, that's a different question. I was about to say why I started making videos, but I made my YouTube channel back in 2009 because I wanted to comment on videos. But the reason I started making videos is because I got a camera for Christmas, and I liked doing raps back then. So I just wanted to make a YouTube channel where all I did was rap. And it started from that.
Okay, and then it's sort of gone into a sort of, it's almost like a vlog style YouTube channel that you've got, but it's sort of answering questions and talking about social subjects.
Well, you see, I don't really agree with that. I mean, you can call myself a vlog channel if you want, but I'm not the same sort of vlogger that you normally expect from a YouTuber. YouTube vlogger has this sort of connotation of someone who just speaks about themselves. But the thing is, I don't really like speaking about myself. I know I'm doing that right now, but I like speaking about actual things that with actual substance, like social issues, current affairs, and just relevant things. Like I cannot stand to speak about myself, and I don't like challenges. I don't like speaking about my haircut, or just very generic things that other YouTubers are seen to be speaking about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, when I call a vlogger, I do mean like someone that sits there, talks directly at a camera, and just sort of shares their personality with content. It doesn't matter which side of the content is.
I suppose I'm a vlogger in that sense, that I do video blogs about stuff, but I don't blog about my personal life. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go back. Let's go right back. That's when you started making videos itself. Let's talk about a bit about that. How did you start making videos, and what made you decide I want to do that?
Well, I actually have a history of visual creative media. I've been drawing pictures. I've been creating sort of wee comic strips like since I was as young as 6, because I liked telling stories, and I liked just expressing what my mind was thinking at the time. One of the very first moving bits of digital media that I had access to was it was a We Are Attack CD that came free with a newspaper, and basically it allows you to make your own little animations, and it was for kids, so it was very easy. And like when I made my first animation, it was essentially a Frankenstein that got electrocuted and a doctor wanting to fix it, and it was really lame. But ever since then, I've just liked creating videos, and it's gone on from that onto about 2005 or something, just doing stuff up to there. And I had this game called The Movies. It was a game by Lionhead Studios. Very fun game. It's like The Sims and Windows Movie Maker put together. It's very weird, but you should check it out. It's a pretty fun game. And it allowed you to make your own custom films. And there was a website that was associated with it called The Movies Online. And what that was, it was like a YouTube, but for movies made from that game. And although it was a game, people just used it as a movie maker. And it had this massive community. I don't know if it was massive. I can't remember how big it was now, but it was a long time ago. But it had a community with it, and had leaderboards. It had forums. It had people commenting. My account on it was called... Wait, no, I'm not going to say what my account was called, just in case you find the old videos. But and from there, I sort of got into the world of online video making, and I found out what was not acceptable, what was acceptable, what people liked, what people didn't like. and that lasted for 2-3 years. And in that time, I made 2 musicals, about 50 short films, and that, I think that really shaped who I was. And those 2 short years on the movies online, that really shaped me as a content creator. But when we come onto YouTube, which came about in 2009, which was about a year after the movies online had finished, I was sort of looking for a new place to vent myself, a new place to create content. And fortunately, YouTube was just getting big at the time, or was starting to get big.
Yeah.
So I jumped on it, and that was when I decided to make parody rap videos. And it wasn't just like little mobile phone camera doing a little chavvy rap. No, I actually had like beats involved, and people got on top of that. I was actually more famous. I was actually more YouTube famous in 2010 than I was now. So 16-year-old me was more famous than 21-year-old me, and to this day it still hurts me in the stomach knowing that.
Well, YouTube obviously started in, what, 2005? Was it 2005 as it started?
No, I think it was 06 actually.
Yeah, because I remember joining in the same period of time. I think I joined in 2009 with my original YouTube channel. And it's sort of like grown with you. You sort of like have it on the side. I don't know. I wasn't one of these people who was creating content like yourself, but I was definitely had it on the side, or did a bit of music here and there, and especially it pains me a little bit, but the most popular videos on my YouTube channel, which I can't monetize, are educational videos, which I put up because I was revising some of my own work, and that's sort of the stuff I've done on my channel. And that's pretty much all I've done, really. And now we've set up the weekly channels, and hopefully I'm going to be doing a little bit more. And hopefully I can get you involved in some of the stuff. But I wanted to go back a little bit further. What was your childhood like? What were your parents like? And all that sort of stuff. This is going to get real personal.
Well, I lived up in Thurso, Scotland, on the north coast. I lived with my dad and my mum. My mum for only 3 years until she divorced with my dad. And then legal complications. I don't remember really what happened this part. And then I ended up with my mum and my now stepdad. We lived there for about 10 years until I turned 10. Then I moved down to Aberdeen, Scotland. As a child, I had a fairly average childhood, I guess. Not really much to my childhood exactly.
So you didn't. There wasn't a time where you would do some funny things with your friends or anything like
that. Nothing unordinary. I mean, I had plenty of friends in primary school. Actually, I did go to an after-school club every day, and I was very badly behaved there, of what I remember. Actually, I was very well behaved in school. I never got in trouble for my teachers, but when we went to after school club, which was right next door to the school, they would always report that I was really badly behaved, and the teachers just never believed it. I was a little terror back in school.
So then you've grown up. You're now, well, you've come out of studying. Did you go to college after school?
Well, when I say college, because obviously you're from England, so you have a different idea of what college is. I went to Aberdeen College after high school, and it's not a sixth form college; it's a further education college. So I started my higher education at Aberdeen College for 2 years, and for the remaining 2 years of higher education, I studied at Robert Gordon University, where I got an honours degree in media.
That's very impressive, yeah. Mm-hmm. How did the group come about? Well, how did you start the group? Well,
after my hiatus, well, basically, I restarted my YouTube channel last year, and I was sort of wanting to get back into YouTube then, but stupidly I started it right before my honours year in university, so I sort of just stopped that, and all my friends on YouTube sort of went away again, so I tried to go back onto Facebook to try and rekindle some YouTube friends, or try and get some YouTube friends going for my channel. So obviously I found these other YouTuber pages on Facebook, and obviously you know what they're like. They're not very responsive.
Yeah.
They're not very friendly. And I just got really, really frustrated with it. Like, so frustrated that I actually wrote a long-winded post on one of them saying, guys, we're all here for the same reason. If we want each other to watch each other's videos, if we want support, we need to actually support each other. So it was from that point that I said, if you want a page that actually does this, like this post. And it got 20 likes, and that's the most likes I've ever seen on any of these pages before. And that's when the page started up, and we're still going today.
It's really that's quite an impressive. So you started. So from what I'm trying to gather, I must admit I can hear myself, which is a pain, and I can only hear in one ear. So it's like I've got these headphones on, and only one earphone is working on me at the moment.
Okay.
So if I'm a bit blunt with you, I am sorry. I'm not like that normally.
That's okay.
I cannot hear you very well. So the YouTube channel, you started it off. You wrote this post that got a lot of attention, and then you decided, I know you're going to set up your own one, and then YouTubers started joining you from then.
Yeah, pretty much. There was a point in our time where if you search up YouTubers on Facebook, that would be one of the first results, and we just got bombarded with members. We went up to 600, and then when we realised that our page was slowly becoming like the other ones, we went in a massive ban cull and banned lots of people.
Yeah.
So right today we're quite small and we're secret. We don't want. I know it sounds mean, but we don't want new people joining us at the moment because we're just afraid it's just going to get too spammy for us until we get our new rules laid down. We're having a bit of a rule revolution at the moment, trying to make sure that people are getting watched, people are collaborating, and people are just generally getting the most that they can out of the page.
So what sort of YouTubers have you collaborated with your YouTube channel?
Well, I don't know if you saw on my channel, but I've got a video called YouTubers Singing Uptown Funk. And basically, it's a whole bunch. It's me and a whole bunch of other YouTubers, all from the page, and we're singing Uptown Funk. And on that video, we have a beauty vlogger. We've got a gamer. I think we've got like 3-4 gamers. We have the Badger Show. We've got generic vloggers. Don't tell them I said that. I think there's other sorts of vloggers on there. I can't remember for the life of me, but there's definitely more than a few different types of people on there. So
you sort of all melded together and made this video, yeah?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
we all like Uptown Funk, so we thought, yeah, let's do Uptown Funk.
So is there any plans for you to move to become a YouTube network itself?
I moved. I did actually consider joining a YouTube network myself. I did look at Freedom, but the problem is that Google has a bit of money that they owe me at the moment, and I'm sort of afraid that if I join a network now, I'm going to lose all of that money to Google. So I'm sort of waiting until I've accumulated enough money, and then I'll consider joining a network.
So I've just recently joined a network. I've just joined one of my YouTube channels. Has just joined Full Screen. I know a few other people in my YouTube communities that I've joined and socialed around are in Full Screen, and we've got the hopes that turning Weekly into a bit of a YouTube network. And we just really wanted to know your idea behind YouTube networking. Are you gonna? Is that something that you still see you doing, or are you?
It's something I would consider, definitely. It's not something that I definitely would do for now. I need to actually research the thing, but I'm going to research it when the time is right. I don't think there's much point in me researching it now because, I don't know, things could change in the next 2-3 years, but we'll see. It's definitely on the cards.
I mean, like, since having a website, obviously, you build websites and things like that. for your YouTube channel, YouTube channels and websites, and obviously I do audio stuff as well. It all help things. Have you got plans to build yourself a website?
I actually did have a website a long time ago, back in the days of Brian Maitland, all one word. I cannot, for the life of me, remember what happened to it. I would definitely consider making a sort of blog website, like a sort of text companion to the sort of stuff that I make online for YouTube. As for an actual fan official website, I'm not really sure. Maybe when I'm bigger, but or if I grow bigger, but again, on the cards, nothing's for definite.
I mean, like, obviously, I've got the idea of becoming a YouTube network with Weekly, forming that into a YouTube network, and then sort of building it outwards. Obviously, it's going to be a sub network because I'm working with Full Screen. Hopefully, they'll be sponsoring this podcast. I don't know why I'm saying that, but hopefully, they will be.
Hopefully.
Otherwise, I'm going to cut that bit out. No, it's interesting because I really like the idea of joining other YouTubers, banding together, that sort of idea, and sort of all working towards one goal. And your Facebook page seems to do just that. And it's quite encouraging to see new talent, especially people so young, also banding together with people older than themselves.
That's right.
Who have the skills there to sort of help them out. It's quite nice to see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're all over the world as well, aren't they? They're not just...
That's right. We've got people in America. We've got people in British Isles. We've got people in Australia. I think we've only got one person in Australia, actually. But we've got... Well, basically, wherever there's people that speak English, we tend to have people from there.
I mean, I really do love it.
Yeah, it is a great page. I think it's probably one of the best things that I've done for YouTube or for YouTube people. I don't regret it at all.
So let's talk about your YouTube channel a little bit more. Otherwise, because we've only literally just dropped on it and didn't really go over it a little bit more. What's your aim from your YouTube channel? Where are you wanting to take it?
Well, my aim has changed recently when I changed it to SoBrian. Basically, the whole purpose of SoBrian is to this is going to sound like the BBC, but to inform, to educate, and to entertain. The whole point of because I've got 3 shows on SoBrian. There's So Social, So Sketch, and So Now. And basically, So Social is... Well, because I've just come out of uni, I feel like I've got a lot to share from my uni experiences, and I want to share how to deal with social life in university, and I feel like I want to give that back to people. So Now, where I speak about news and current affairs. Now, I know I'm probably definitely not the first port of call for people wanting news, but I like to comment on stories and give it my own little twist. And So Sketch, which isn't properly developed yet, I just like making sketch videos, and that's sort of just a continuation from what I was doing earlier. I like to inform, educate, and entertain, really.
So let's talk about your sketches. Let's talk about a little bit more about your sketches. What sort of things do you do for your sketches for people at home who don't actually know what you do? Well,
now, So Sketch hasn't actually got any serious episodes at the moment. Right now, I've just got a parody of female British YouTube vloggers. But what it's intending to be, it's going to be like sketch videos, so like parodies. It's essentially the parody section of it, where I just take an existing idea and just mess it up. Like, one of the ideas that I have on the cards at the moment is a parody of Sesame Street, and it's going to be set in Council Estate, England, and it's going to be called Shrewsbury Street, while it deals with political issues and chavs.
And there's So Social. I forget. Sorry. So you do So Sketch. You do So bleh.
So Social.
And then what's the other one?
So Now.
So what do you do with that one?
With So Now?
Yeah.
Well, So Now is the current affairs show. And basically what I do is, like, I don't plan the So Now videos. They're very spontaneous. And normally I'll look on the news that day to see what's big. I don't look up stories that are big. I look up stories that are semi-big.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be going up against the likes of CNN and BBC or ITV or whatever. And I sort of look up like the mid-range stories, and I pretty much give my own comment. I'll add like a little bit of a sing-song, a little bit of a sketch in there, and just put my own spin on it, really. It's essentially a mock the week sort of idea.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like Mock the Week, obviously.
I'm not as good as Mock the Week, obviously, but but I have my aspirations.
Yeah, of course. Like most people come from different reasons. I wanted to ask you, what is the number one reason most people fail to succeed with YouTube?
I think there's an element of monkey see, monkey do on YouTube. People watch the likes of Zoella, Tomska, Charlie So Cool, like, and they try to emulate what they have, but they don't have the patience that these YouTubers have. Like, for example, I think people do YouTube for the wrong reasons. Like, Zoella actually did YouTube for the right reasons. She wanted to make videos because she liked making videos.
Yeah.
And she wanted to express herself. That is the reason I think she became successful. She didn't care about her fame. She didn't care about the money that came with it. But the people that watch her and the people that try to emulate what she has, they don't do it right. They just see a pretty girl on YouTube talking about herself. So they think by doing the exact same thing, by looking pretty and putting themselves on YouTube, that they're going to achieve the same thing. But they don't have the passion, they don't have the patience for it, and they don't have the technical knowledge that other YouTubers have. So I think if they want to be successful, they really need to do their research, do their homework. Why is Zoella successful? Why is Tom Scasso successful? And how can I work towards that goal? Not how can I be that, how can I work towards that? I think that's what they need to be themselves.
Yeah. So when I don't know if you've ever done any sponsorship deals and things like that, but when you hear things in the news and topics like that, where you find out that a sponsor has asked a YouTuber to create a viral video, what are your opinions on this idea of you can make a viral video like now? Instead of, like, they don't understand the whole concept of creating the community to building it all up. They just want the viral video right now. So,
well, I don't think... actually, this sort of actually just ties in with what I just said. People expect to be viral just by going on YouTube, but again, they don't understand that this takes work. And actually, virality is something that you can't make intentionally. Going viral is something that happens accidentally. And I think that companies should be looking at how to build their community, how to engage with their audience, not their audiences, their consumers and audiences, actually. And I think by doing that, they can get more of a long-running business as opposed to just a flash in the pan, really.
I mean, I don't know. It's one of them things. I was hearing an interview the other day, and they were talking about, there was a YouTuber on the panel, on the podcast panel, and they were talking about how I'm not going to say the brand company that came up to this YouTuber and basically asked her to create a viral video, and she was like, "You don't create viral videos; they sort of happen.
Create videos that go viral."
Yeah, you can't create a phenomenon, which is YouTube, and a lot of executives don't kind of can't see how that works. That's like right. A viral, like a sensation TV program can be made, but it was made successful because of the social media campaign and everything that went behind it. Yeah, that's then they can put their advert there, and then their advert will be successful. But you can't really do the same with YouTube. So what for other YouTubers going off of this? What sort of roadblocks are there to watch out for
Themselves, that is the main obstacle for them trying to get up on YouTube. Basically, people expect too much from themselves. They expect that they're going to be big, they're going to be famous, but people need to take a step back and realise that unless they actually are, that they're small, they're competing against lots of other people, and unless they realise this, I think they are their main obstacle. So I think in order to get past that, they need to be modest, they need to be humble, and they need to be doing YouTube for the right reasons. And I think once they accept that, I think YouTube doesn't become a contest; it just becomes a hobby for them.
I mean, I really enjoy YouTube, especially. I don't know the whole idea of someone who's. If you think about it now, let's take in, for example, someone my sister's age. She's younger than I am, and of course, YouTube's been around for most of her life, and they come to YouTube and come to this platform thinking, I'm going to make money instantly, and of course, this is not true, is it?
No, absolutely not. No.
So what sort of, so what have you come across any challenges with your YouTube channel?
Of course, I've been going for 6 years now. I've seen YouTube in its many forms since 2006, actually, when I found it existed. But no, I've seen YouTube evolve, and I've seen it change, and I've had to adapt to its new form and that. But in terms of actually problems with my own channel, I've had plenty of problems. Because I was in 5th year high school, where not everyone was mature, I've had to deal with my own share of trolls. They're all local as well. I've had to deal with trolls. I've had to deal with people leaving lots of negative comments. But I've taken it in my stride. And obviously I've had to deal with the reality that 16-year-old me was still more famous and more relevant than 21-year-old me. And I think that's the challenge I'm still facing today.
So what sort of things could you say for a new YouTuber coming to YouTube that's just started out? What sort of things would you say to them as advice to getting started?
Don't make American candy videos. But as well as that, don't make videos that have already been made by bigger YouTubers. I think YouTube should be used as a platform for you, not for copying what other people have done. But I think it should be used to vent yourself and to vent what you're thinking, as opposed to just making videos that you think are going to go viral and you think is going to make you a lot of money. So for any new YouTubers starting out, I say be yourself, make videos that you want to make, not what you think people want to see. And I think if you do that, you're just going to have a fun time on YouTube. It's about the fun, it's not about the money. If you get money, great, but if you're not having fun, what's the point?
Exactly. I mean, a lot of people come to YouTube thinking, okay, I'm going to make money, but the best way and the most successful way of dealing with YouTube is actually to look at it as if you're having fun. I've always said this, I've always been told this as well. If you are wanting to create content, create the stuff that you really want to do, not what other people want to do. I mean, like there was a few projects that I've done in the past where I've created content because my audience wanted it, and people have been asking for something like that, and I had suggested something like that in the past, and people have sort of like then jumped on it and said, okay, let's do this, and then we sort of did it, and then it was like wasn't fun. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's sort of that not the funness has gone from creating it. It's become more of a chore.
Well, I mean, like because I'm a sort of media person myself. I sort of do jobs here and sort of do video jobs for people here and there, and I just don't have a lot of fun as much as I have fun making YouTube videos. And I think if you make videos for your audience or what your audience want to see, I don't think it becomes a hobby, it becomes a job. And that's not why I'm on YouTube. So what are the plans for the future for your YouTube channel? Where do you see yourself with SoBrian? Well, I want SoBrian to be a vlog that people can go to for help and advice. where I don't know where I see myself in the next 5 years. 5 years ago, I was bigger than I was now, so hopefully that trend doesn't continue. I would like a following of some kind. I don't mind having a big following. I don't mind having a small following, but to be even appreciated by 1 or 2 people, that would be fine for me. So I just want to be a vlog that people come to now and again. That's as much as I want from YouTube.
So when you first found YouTube, was there any YouTubers that you watched?
Ooh, I'll tell you the very first video I watched on YouTube. I was actually looking for a music video. It was called Wind of Change by the Scorpions. And I went on it, and obviously I found the video. I was like, oh, cool, music video. But the thing is, it didn't really occur to me what I'd found. And obviously, I think it was 2006, back when it first started. And I just found probably one of the most successful video-making sites, and I hadn't realised it. And if I'd known, I would have searched more YouTubers up at that time. But I think the very first YouTuber that I came across was probably back in 2008 or 9. 8, actually, 2008. And his name was Dr. Ashens. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
Dr. Ashens, he is an English guy from Norfolk and Norwich, one of the Nor places. And basically, he likes, or he liked to do reviews of tat. So the very first video that he made was a pop station, which is a fake PSP, and it was a little LED thing, and he was just very cynical, but very, very funny. And he's still going to this very day, and he sort of branched out into other forms of media, and he's hilarious. I think he's sort of my inspiration for my humour on YouTube, and great YouTuber. Definitely check him out. He's very good, and he's not a generic YouTuber as well, which is what I really like about him.
So he's original, is what you're saying?
He's very original, very original.
Yeah. What have you seen the new social campaign? Sorry, the advertising campaign that YouTube is doing. They're putting the big time YouTubers onto billboards and things like that. I've listened to an interview about that, and the whole idea, or the whole persona about this idea of their face being on a billboard. What do you see in that? Do you see that as a good thing, or do you see that as a bad thing?
I see YouTube is going corporate. Now, obviously, you and I have been in YouTube since the days where it was a fun little video site, but I don't like where YouTube is going. It's going corporate. CNN, Vivo, Fox, they're all on YouTube. They're all trying to make a big buck out of it. And now YouTube itself is trying to capitalize on the likes of their popular vloggers. And I don't know if you saw recently, but a movie has come out of Zoella and Tomska and the other guy. I can't remember his name. I don't really care.
Is it the creators? The creators, isn't it?
But it's. I don't like it. I really don't like it. I think the soul has been sucked out of it. YouTube's out to make money now, and I don't like it. I really don't like it.
So you don't like the idea that one day you could have your face on the billboard?
No. I want my face on the billboard for the right reasons. I don't want to. Well, I would like money. I wouldn't mind making money, but if it's just for YouTube to say, "Hey, we got these popular kids, come to our site so Google can make lots of money." Bear in mind, it's Google that's making the money, not the vloggers. I don't think it's right. If I want to make a billboard, or if anyone wants to put a billboard picture of me, I want to be the one doing it, and I want to know the motive behind it. And I don't think YouTube is putting these vloggers up for the right reasons.
So with your YouTube channel, where do you see yourself taking it? Are you going to continue doing this path, or are you going to try and experiment a little bit?
Sorry, can you repeat that last question? You sort of cut out there.
So where do you see yourself taking your YouTube channel? Are you going to continue it, or are you going to... where do you see yourself heading? Are you going to expand a little bit and experiment with your YouTube channel?
Well, I'm going to take a quick look at my analytics and tell you whether SoBrian has actually been successful or not. I can't believe I actually haven't done this yet. SoBrian seems to be working as a format. It's definitely given my channel structure, because what Brian Maitland, all one word, used to be, it sort of used to be just a channel where, it definitely did used to be a channel where I literally just threw random videos in. So it'd be the occasional vlog, the occasional sketch video. But SoBrian has given the channel structure. It's given it sort of a uniform to it, and I definitely think I should be going with that. As for SoBrian actually being better than Brian Maitland, all one word, I would say yes, it has actually. It's made the channel slightly better in terms of its performance. So I think it can only get better from there. So I think continuing as SoBrian is definitely the way forward for the channel, I think.
I mean, I really do enjoy the idea. I like the idea that you've gone from one sort of way, which everybody has, but when you change your name, this is one thing that I've always been told. If you change your name, the audience that you had may not know that you've changed that name, if you know what I mean. Well, so there's always that problem as well.
The thing about that is that I've got 1,286 subscribers. The majority of them subscribed to me in 2010, so they won't be around anymore to care. It's not really any skin off my bones, but I'll tell you one YouTuber who did change their name. Have you ever heard of Barely Productions?
No.
They do a show called The Key of Awesome. Very funny. They do parody songs. It's where I'll get a lot of my inspiration from for parody songs. But they recently changed their name to Barely Productions. It used to be Barely Political, but in terms of its actual performance, it seems to not have changed very much. It hasn't really changed its audience or anything. So I don't think a name change can harm it. It can harm a channel, but it might disorientate your viewers for a little bit. But unless your viewers are actually keeping up to date with you, it shouldn't really matter.
No, I mean, we obviously, I don't know if you know about Weekly Story, the fact that it's been so many different names. I've had 4
and a lot of
different
logos
brands
as well, actually.
Yes. We keep changing and being quite diverse, and now I've actually.
I'll let you current one actually.
Thank you. It's obviously like I don't know. It's something weird. I don't know. It's just I was never happy with it. I think that's what it is. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I don't know if you're the same, but you know where you've got it's your pride and joy. It's like your baby, and it has to be perfect. And of course, if it's not, if you don't quite feel this is you, you have to sort of keep playing around with it until it is. I mean, people keep telling me, especially with Weekly, he goes, "What is Weekly?" They keep asking me this question, "What is Weekly?" And I'm like, it's a new media group formed from 2 people. And he goes, no. What is Weekly? And he kept asking me the same question. And I was like, and he goes, it's more or less a YouTube network. And I was like, okay, let's try and go down this route. Let's become a YouTube network itself. Let's do all the information this way. Let's play it around with it. Let's become let's not just try and be a network. Let's try and partner with another network and become a sub-network. And that's where we're heading at the moment. It's more sub-networking. Well, and obviously, I'm going to be doing my YouTube stuff, but it's like this podcast. This whole idea of this podcast is to meet people like you, to talk to you, because this is what I want to do. This is the sort of thing I like. I like chatting away and having a conversation with someone that's new, who I've not spoken to before, about stories that I've never heard before. And I'm sure you've got loads of stories that you can say and talk about. So yeah, it's been great talking to you. Is there anything you want to talk about? A little bit of plugging. Of course, you've got your YouTube channel, SoBrian, which you can search on YouTube. I'll probably be a link in the description as well. And then you've got the YouTube group as well. So how can people join your YouTube group if you're open?
Currently, our borders are closed if you want to speak like a political party, but we're not accepting anyone currently. Right now, if you want to get in, you have to know someone who's in it. Fortunately, Jack is in it at the moment, so he can get you in if you wanted to. But we are currently waiting for a time where the spam has settled and where our rules are in place and perfected, and our admins are properly doing what they're meant to. We're sort of waiting for that time before we let people back in. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank you very much for joining me for this podcast.
Thanks for having me.
I'm sure this is. I don't know if this is your first time talking on a podcast. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've been on other podcasts before, but none that I can actually remember.
I know. Talking about yourself for an hour is a little bit difficult. Trust me, I know about that. People kept asking me the same question. I was like, I don't know the answer. Yeah, so thank you very much, Brian, for coming on and joining us.
No problem.
So thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Hi, thank you for watching this video. If you want to see more videos like this one, you can click that annotation up there. That will take you to the latest and last video from my channel. And also, there is a podcast that you can download where I talk to awesome people with my co-host Justin Binder. You can go and click on that annotation down there. That will take you to the iTunes store where you can download it and subscribe to our channel there. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, you can do by clicking that big red subscribe button down there. Every subscription is appreciated. And of course, leave a comment and message us. I will get back to you. I might even create a video response just to you. So please do that. It's really awesome to hear from you. So thank you very much for subscribing and watching this video. Enjoy. Bye bye.